Not long after leaving Wingham, we trekked our way across the Yarratt Forest, heading for the Lansdowne Forest area. The gravel dirt roads were in very good condition, and a bit of the bitumen area had also been resealed.
For my name was From the first day I saw her, I knew.
So the highlight of this ride, yet another of our Gloucester loops, are a few of the lookouts, particularly Newbys Lookout and the Flat Rot Lookout, and also the ride through the Coorabakh National Park, and we had a great chat with the local Wingham motorcyclists outside Bent on Food, where they were also going for breakfast.
My trembling subsided.
So this Lansdowne Forest started out as your normal tree-lined dirt road. Good quality, but better riding was ahead of us.
Tears that ran down my face.
Before we left Gloucester, it was really cold and foggy, but by the time we'd finished and ready to leave Wingham, we had to take off a couple of layers of clothes, and one of those was our puffer jackets and a thermal, so we were now riding basically with our normal bike jacket and a t-shirt underneath.
For my name was
At this point we turn on the Coorabakh Forest Way, still in the Lansdowne Forests, but heading across more closely to the western edge of the forest.
I said, do you know where the wild roses grow?
The road continues with pretty smooth, easy riding. The area was relatively dry, so there was a little bit of dust around as well. You may notice that there's also these on the left there, those distance markers that follow the route.
I nodded my head as I lay on the bed.
We were riding along pretty relaxed, still having not even sighted a single car. And a lot of the road was pretty narrow, so I was sort of, in my mind, I was riding along thinking it was a one-way street, but that's not the case.
My name was Eliza Day.
We then approached this very small parking area and did see a couple of cars, one reversing. There's a little bridge ahead of it, and it turns out that this is the little parking area that you can stop at if you're going to do the Newbys Creek walk and caves exploration. Now that is a reasonable walk to get to the caves, so we didn't stop for that.
Was a muttered word as he knelt above me.
You can see on the edges of the road how you can tell the road's been graded. I don't know how long ago, but it looks like it's pretty freshly done. And we're having a bit of a climb, and we finally get to our first lookout, Newbys Lookout. And this is an outstanding lookout. The video might not do it overall justice, but you can see how purpose-built it is, and it's really a lookout that we enjoyed.
They call me the wild rose, but my name was Eliza Day. Why they call me, it's I do not know.
Unbelievable, middle of winter and another perfect blue skies day.
My name was Eliza Day.
We continued on this really great surface with our next take a look. We walked back and took another look at that road closed sign and just wondered about it, but thought, well, let's just keep continuing, and noticed that the road was in a little worse condition and starting to wonder what was going on. Now, the GPS said to make a sort of a left or go straight ahead there, and we're actually turning right on High Stump Trail. Now, we went down this trail in the first instance and looked at our GPS, and it's having us make a U-turn, so we didn't know what's going on. So we made a U-turn and went back to the lookout and to devise what we were going to do. When we got back there, a four-wheel drive was there, and he decided he was turning around, saying the road was closed. But I wanted to continue on, so we continued going, and next minute, we're back on Big Nellie Road. So they must have made a detour for a part of the road that was once closed, but this had thrown us quite a lot. Some of the road was in worse condition, and we missed the turn that we should have taken, which would have taken us to Comboyne, and that was Slater's Road. So we missed that turn, and we kept going, not really knowing what was going on, except for the road was looking okay. I guess the deterioration in the road was causing a little concern, and we saw this Slater's Road turn off, which Tony didn't want to go down. She thought it looked like it was grown over and closed, so we continued on Big Nellie Road. So we decided to cancel the route on the GPS and just see where this Big Nellie Road took us to. And eventually we get to Waitui Road, and we knew there was a place called Waitui Falls, so we thought we'd just head for there. Still seeing no cars in either direction, but the road quality seemed to have improved, so we basically were thinking we were heading somewhere which was okay. By now some of the ride was looking a lot more interesting, and eventually we reached this Y point where there was again good signage telling us we're heading for the Pacific Highway. Soon after, the forest basically opens up and it looks like we're about to reach civilization. But after a few k's, we were back in the forest again. But again, the signage told us that we were just 20 kilometres now away from the Pacific Highway. We soon learnt that that 20 kilometres wasn't going to be all gravel, but rather some decent bitumen. By the time we reached Lawn Road, which would have taken us back to Comboyne and then to Wingham, we decided not to take that way, and we will head to the highway and get closer back to Wingham via the highway, because we were heading for a bypass. We didn't want to take the Buckets Way all the way back to Gloucester, so we headed out to Wallenbar Road, which goes around a little bit further, but it was a peaceful gravel road that we're on now, and it just goes through the valleys and is another enjoyable ride. The road surface was generally hard-packed gravel, and we did pass one car going in the other direction. The last few k's of Wallenbar Road is sealed for when it joins back onto the Buckets Way, and it added about 8 kilometres to our journey, and we thought that was really good for that peaceful country ride. Don't stop.